Have you ever woken in the middle of the night with your heart racing, the image of someone still vivid in your mind, and wondered why that person, why now? I know exactly how that feeling is. That sensation that the dream wasn't just a dream. It was a real meeting in another dimension of existence. The truth is this: there is no coincidence in the world of dreams. Every person who appears in your sleep was carefully chosen by your soul, not by your brain trying to process random memories of the day, not by a poorly digested pizza before bed, but by the deepest and wisest part of you, the part that is always connected to the spiritual plane. When you close your eyes and fall asleep, something extraordinary happens. Your physical body rests, but your consciousness expands. You cross an invisible portal that exists between the material world and the energetic world. It is in this space, what the ancients called the astral plane, that your soul can finally speak without the interference of the rational mind, without the filters of the ego, without the distractions of daily life. And it chooses to speak through people because we are relational beings. Our spiritual evolution always happens through others. Every person who crosses our path in waking life or in dreams carries a message, a lesson, a mirror of what we need to see. Think with me. How many people do you know? Hundreds, perhaps thousands throughout life. Co-workers, family, childhood friends, acquaintances on social media, that person you saw just once on the bus. Your brain stores all those faces somewhere. But in your dreams, who appears almost always the same people, or that specific person you hadn't seen in years, or someone you just met, but who awakens something inexplicable in you that is not random. Your soul is using these dream presences as living symbols, as messengers of truths you need to confront. When your ex appears in the dream, it may not be about them. It's about what they represent in your journey. When your deceased grandmother appears, is she really visiting you or symbolizing ancestral wisdom you need to access? When that distant friend shows up, are they thinking of you at that exact moment, creating an energetic bridge between you? The answer is it depends. And throughout this video, you will learn to decode each type of appearance. But before we dive into the details, you need to understand the fundamental principle. Dreams are the mother tongue of the soul. When awake, you speak Portuguese, English, Spanish, but your spiritual essence speaks in images, symbols, sensations, and encounters. It uses the only moment when your conscious mind is quiet enough to hear, when you sleep. Spiritual researchers from diverse traditions, from indigenous shamans to Tibetan masters, from Kabbalists to Jungian psychology scholars agree on one point. The world of dreams is as real as the physical world. The difference is that there, the rules of physics don't apply. Time is not linear, space is not limited, and your soul has total freedom to create the encounters you most need to have. Your soul knows you better than you know yourself. It knows your unhealed wounds. It knows your dormant gifts. It knows the relationships that need to be healed or released. It knows the connections from past lives that still influence your present. And it uses dreams as a sacred space of revelation and transformation. So if you woke today remembering someone from your dream, pause for a moment, breathe, and ask, what is this presence teaching me? What part of me does this person represent? What message is hidden in this encounter? The answers will come, not always immediately, but they will come, because when you ask the right questions, the universe always answers. There is an invisible thread connecting you to every person you've ever loved, ever hated, whoever touched your soul in some way. I don't mean metaphor. I'm speaking of an energetic reality that can be felt, perceived, even seen by those who have developed sufficient spiritual sensitivity. Spiritual masters call this energetic chords. Have you ever felt that inexplicable sensation of knowing someone is thinking of you, or suddenly remembering a person for no apparent reason, and minutes later they call you? That isn't coincidence. It is the vibration traveling through those invisible cords that connect us. Every time you create an emotional bond with someone, whether of love, anger, gratitude, or resentment, you establish an energetic bridge between your two auric fields. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the cord. And these cords do not disappear simply because you stop seeing the person. They remain active, pulsating with information, memory, and energy until you consciously dissolve or transmute them. That is why you still dream of that person from years ago. The cord is still there, even if you haven't exchanged a word in a decade. And during sleep, when the barriers of the conscious mind dissolve, these cords become highways of communication between souls. But there is something even deeper at play here. Before incarnating into this physical life are soul-made agreements, spiritual contracts with other souls who agreed to be part of our journey of evolution. Your father, your mother, that love who broke your heart, that friend who betrayed you, they all signed a sacred pact with you before being born. I will appear in your life and play a specific role to help you learn the lessons you chose to experience. In dreams, those soul contracts are revealed. You meet these people in the astral plane, not by accident, but because you have pending work together, healing to do, forgiveness to give, love to express, or simply a confirmation that the agreement was fulfilled and it's time to move forward. Imagine your soul as a radio station. During the day, you are tuned into the dense frequency of physical reality. Bills to pay, traffic, responsibilities. But when you sleep, your frequency elevates. You begin to pick up other stations. And guess who is also transmitting on those frequencies? The souls of the people with whom you have deep ties. When someone thinks intensely of you, the energy of that thought travels. It finds the cord that connects you and travels that path to reach your energetic field. During the day, your rational mind may block that information. But at night, when you are vulnerable and receptive, the message passes and manifests as a dream. Modern science is beginning to validate what mystics have always known. Studies on quantum entanglement show that two particles, once connected, remain in instantaneous communication regardless of distance. If that happens on the subatomic level, why wouldn't it happen at the level of consciousness? We are made of the same particles that compose the universe. We are condensed energy, and energy knows no physical limitations. This explains why you dream of people on the other side of the world, why appearances of lost loved ones seem so real, because they are real. Their consciousness continues to exist in another frequency, and during sleep you manage to tune into that frequency. But here's what many don't understand. You are also creating energetic cords right now at this very moment. Every thought you direct to someone, every emotion you feel toward a person is strengthening or weakening those bonds. If you are constantly ruminating on grievances, nurturing anger, you keep toxic cords active, and those cords will continue bringing these people into your dreams, not because you want them to, but because the energy needs resolution. On the other hand, when you practice genuine forgiveness, gratitude, and unconditional love, you transform the quality of those cords. They cease to be prisons and become bridges of light, and the dreams that arise from those elevated connections are completely different. They are healings, blessings, confirmations that you are evolving together even at a distance. Think of the people who appear repeatedly in your dreams. Ask yourself, what kind of energy am I still maintaining with them? Is there something unresolved? Is there a message my soul is trying to communicate through those nightly encounters? Because the truth is this, you have more power over your energetic connections than you imagine. You are not a victim of your dreams. You are a co-creator of them. Your soul uses these dream encounters to show you the map of your spiritual relationships, to guide you toward healing, growth, and liberation. And when you understand that, when you truly internalize that you are constantly in energetic communication with all the souls that touched your life, a responsibility arises. Care for your frequencies, raise your vibrations, dissolve cords that no longer serve, strengthen connections that nourish your evolution. 3 in the morning, you wake suddenly. The dream is still fresh, almost tangible. That person was there looking in your eyes, saying something important. You pick up your phone and see 2 unread messages from them sent just minutes ago. Coincidence? No. What just happened is one of the most common and least understood phenomena of energetic communication between living people. While you slept, that person's consciousness reached yours. They meant to find you on the astral plane before even reaching out online, and your soul picked up the call. This happens all the time, much more than you imagine. When someone thinks of you with emotional intensity, whether longing, concern, love, or even anger, that energy creates a wave that travels straight to you. During the day, you are shielded by distractions. But at night, when your defenses soften, the message arrives. There are 3 main types of dreams with living people that carry direct messages. The first type is the most obvious. The person needs you. It could be an unspoken call for help, a silent crisis, a deep loneliness they cannot express. Your soul senses before your conscious mind. The dream comes as an alert. The second type is when the person is thinking intensely of you, planning to reach out, wanting to resolve something, missing you. This type of dream usually comes with a specific sensation on waking, that weight in the chest, that inexplicable certainty that you need to talk to them. And when you finally do, you discover they truly were wanting to contact you. This is especially common with people with whom you had deep bonds, exartners, soul friends, very close family. The energetic cord between you works like a spiritual cordless phone. When they pick up their side, thinking of you with real emotion, your side rings during sleep. The third type is more subtle and more powerful. Unspoken messages, the things the person never had courage to say to you. Awake requests for forgiveness, declarations of love, confessions of hidden truths. In the astral plane, without the ego's filter, without fear of rejection, souls communicate with brutal honesty. Have you ever dreamed of someone apologizing to you, even though they never did in real life? That is not wishful thinking. It is their soul on another level of consciousness, recognizing the mistake and seeking reconciliation. Their physical ego may never admit it, but their essence knows and seeks you in dreams to make peace. The fascinating thing is that these dream communications are not unilateral. You may also be sending messages without knowing. That friend who appeared out of nowhere after years may have dreamed of you days before. That person you keep thinking about may be receiving your energetic waves during their sleep. We are living antennas transmitting and receiving all the time. The difference is that most people don't know how to consciously tune in. They don't know how to distinguish a random dream from a real message. And here's the secret. Pay attention to the feeling. When the dream is just mental processing, your brain organizing memories, you wake up and forget quickly. But when it's a genuine message from someone alive, you wake up with a certainty and urgency. Sometimes you even hear the person's voice echoing in your head. Their name sticks with you all day. I always say if you wake up thinking of someone specific for no apparent reason, don't ignore it. Send a message. Make a call. Ask if everything is okay. Most of the time you'll find out that yes, something was going on their side. And the simple fact that you reached out will bring an inexplicable relief to both of you because there's an invisible synchronicity orchestrating these encounters. Nothing is accidental. When 2 people dream of each other on the same night, and yes, this happens more than you think, it's because there's energetic work being done between the 2 souls. A pending resolution, a necessary healing, or simply confirmation that the love between you transcends physical distance. But be careful of a common trap. Not every dream about someone means you need to act. Sometimes the message is just for you. for you to process something internally without involving the other person. The difference lies in the feeling that comes with the dream. If you wake up in peace with a sense of closure or clarity, the message has already been delivered and processed. There's nothing to do but be grateful. But if you wake up agitated with a strong impulse to reach out with unanswered questions, then yes, maybe it's time to extend a hand and understand these dream messages don't just come from people you love. Sometimes someone who hurt you shows up in your dreams because on some level they're processing guilt, remorse, or the need to make peace. You're free to choose whether or not to respond energetically. Forgiving doesn't mean reconnecting. It means releasing the energy so you both can move on. Here's what you need to remember. You are not alone, not even in your dreams. There's an invisible web connecting all consciousness. And when someone pulls a string in that web by thinking of you, the vibration reaches you always. There's a type of dream you never forget. The one where the person who's already passed appears so real, so vivid, that you can feel the hug, hear the laughter, see every detail of their face. You wake up with tears on your face and an absolute certainty in your heart. That wasn't a regular dream. It was a meeting. And you're right, it was. Death is not the end of connection. It's just a change of address. The person you love didn't stop existing. They just migrated to a different frequency of reality. And dreams are the most accessible bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. It's the only time your vibration rises enough to meet theirs halfway. Mediums, shamans, and spiritual masters from all traditions confirm. Spiritual visitations in dreams are real. They're not projections of your grief. They're not your mind creating comfort. They are genuine encounters between your soul and the soul of the departed. And there are clear signs that differentiate a real visitation from a regular dream about the person. The first sign is clarity. In normal dreams, things are confusing, blurry, illogical. You're in 3 places at once. People change faces. The narrative doesn't make sense. But in a spiritual visitation, everything is crystal clear. The person appears exactly as they were, or sometimes younger, healthier, radiant. The setting is simple. The message is direct. There's no chaos. There is purpose. The second sign is the feeling upon waking. After a visitation, you don't wake up sad. You wake up in peace. Even if you cried during the dream, there's a deep serenity settled in your chest, a feeling that everything is okay, that the person is okay. That happens because their soul truly visited you to bring that confirmation. The third sign is specific messages. In real visitations, the person brings information you couldn't have known or guidance about current situations in your life. They mention something that's going to happen, warn you about a decision, comfort you about a problem you haven't even shared with anyone. That's evidence that it's not just memory, it's active communication. There are accounts of people who dreamed of deceased relatives revealing where lost documents were, who warned about health problems before diagnosis, who gave advice on relationships that didn't even exist while they were alive. How could your mind fabricate that? The answer is simple. It couldn't, because it wasn't your mind. It was their consciousness accessing information from the spiritual plane where time and space don't exist the same way. There they can see the full panorama of your journey. And when there's something important you need to know, they find a way to reach you. The fourth sign is the energy of the dream. Spiritual visitations carry a unique frequency. There's a different quality of light in the dream. The colors are more vivid or strangely soft. There's a sensation that you're in a place outside of time. And the predominant emotion is love. No matter what is said or done in the dream, you feel pure love emanating from that person's presence. That's because on the other side of the veil, the ego dissolves. Grudges, resentments, pride, all that gets left behind. What remains is the pure essence of the soul, and that essence knows only love. So even if the person was difficult in life, even if you had conflicts, when they visit you in dreams after death, What arrives is their highest version. Many people report dreams where absent parents ask for forgiveness. Spouses who pass suddenly come to say goodbye. Friends who died young appear to say they are at peace. These visitations are acts of healing. They are gifts from the spiritual realm, so you can close cycles, release guilt, and move forward with a lighter heart. But here's something important. Not every deceased person will visit you right away. There is a transition process that souls go through after death. Some need time to adjust to the new reality. Others are busy with their own evolutionary process beyond. And some simply respect your mourning time, waiting for the right moment to appear. If you're waiting for a visitation and it hasn't come yet, it doesn't mean the person doesn't care. It means spiritual timing is not the same as physical time. The visitation will happen when you are truly ready to receive it. When your pain has lessened enough for you to perceive their presence without falling apart. And there's something you can do to facilitate these visitations. Create a receptive, energetic space before sleeping. Say a simple prayer, light a candle. Ask with an open heart for the person to come to you, not with desperation, but with love, not demanding, but inviting. And then let go. Trust that if it's for your highest good, the encounter will happen. When the visitation finally happens, pay attention to every detail. What was said, how you felt, what message was being conveyed. Write everything down as soon as you wake up, because these dreams tend to disappear from memory faster than regular dreams. It's as if they're made of a more ethereal substance that needs to be anchored quickly onto paper. And know this, the people we love never completely leave us. They may no longer be physically present, but they keep walking by our side on another plane. And dreams are the windows through which they wave to us, reminding us that love is stronger than death, that we are eternal, that we will meet again. You woke up thinking about him or her. That person you swore you were over. Years have passed. You moved on, built a new life, even found someone else. But the dream was so intense that you spent the whole day disturbed, questioning everything. Why now? Why does this person still occupy space in your dreams? Take a deep breath. That doesn't mean you haven't moved on. It doesn't mean you're still in love. When exartners appear in dreams, your soul is working through layers your conscious mind can't even imagine. Sometimes that person's presence has nothing to do with them specifically. They're a symbol, a time marker, a representation of a version of yourself that existed during that period of life. Think of it this way. That X represents who you were when you were with them, your dreams, your fears, your beliefs at that time. When they appear in your dream, your soul is revisiting that version of you. It's processing lessons from that period. It's healing wounds that were opened in that relationship, but which have much deeper roots. Often, the X appears when you're about to repeat a pattern. Your soul shows you them to say, look, you're doing it again, choosing the same dynamic with a different person. The dream comes as a warning, as a reminder that you've been through this before and know how it ends. Other times the X shows up when you finally learn the lesson that relationship came to teach. The dream works like a spiritual graduation. Their presence appears calm, peaceful, without drama. Just because you dreamed of them doesn't mean you need to send a message. Breathe, process. Ask yourself, what is this dream teaching me about myself? What part of me does this person represent? What pattern am I being called to observe? Be grateful for the lesson, for the connection, for the memory. Even if the relationship ended badly, that person was part of your journey. Honor that. Have you ever dreamed of someone from the past and woke up completely confused about what it meant? Comment below. Here's the truth that will completely change how you interpret your dreams. Most of the people who appear there don't represent themselves. They represent you. That's right. That envious friend who sabotages you in the dream. It's your own inner envy that you don't want to face. That controlling mother who suffocates you. It's your fear of losing control. That love who rejects you. It's the rejection you impose on yourself day after day without noticing. So, how do you know when the person in the dream is your mirror and not a message about them? Observe the dominant emotion. If the dream leaves you angry, ashamed, jealous, or intensely uncomfortable, it's probably touching on one of your shadows. Shadow is the term Jung used to describe the parts of us we deny, repress, or reject. Everyone has shadows. The wise person isn't the one who doesn't have them. It's the one who recognizes and integrates them. On the other hand, when someone shows up in the dream displaying positive qualities, courage, creativity, leadership, compassion, that person is reflecting dormant potentials in you. Your soul is saying, look, this is yours too. You just need to claim it. Before we continue, if you're looking to transform your reality from the inside out, I invite you to the Quantum Thinking Challenge. It's 21 intensive days where you'll receive simple but powerful techniques to raise your frequency, change mental patterns, and start manifesting everything you desire. Many have already reported surprising breakthroughs. Why not be the next? The access is in the first pinned comment. You dreamed about someone you hadn't seen in years. In the dream, she was pregnant. 3 days later, you find out she really is expecting a baby. Coincidence? Or did your soul access information that hadn't yet fully manifested in the physical plane? The truth is that time doesn't work the way you were taught. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously in different dimensions of reality. And when you sleep, when your consciousness expands beyond the limitations of the physical body, you gain access to these alternative timelines. Premonitory dreams about specific people are more common than most imagine. Your soul can pick up frequencies of events forming in the energetic field before they fully materialize. It's like seeing clouds gather before the rain falls. The storm is already forming. You're just perceiving the signs before others. There are 3 main types of premonitory dreams involving people. The first type is the personal warning. You dream of someone close being in danger, sick, or going through a crisis. Days or weeks later, you find out something really happened to that person. Your soul picked up on the energy of the event before it fully unfolded. The second type is the announcement of change. You dream of someone in a completely new context, a new home, a new job, a new partner, and in a short time, you find out that person is indeed going through that transition. Your consciousness accessed the future timeline where that change was already in motion. This happens especially with people with whom you have strong energetic bonds. Mothers dreaming about children before major events in their lives. Best friends sensing important changes before they are announced. Partners feeling the energy of transformations the other hasn't even verbalized yet. The third type is the rarest and most impactful collective premonitory dreams. You dream of a public figure, someone well known, and the dream contains information about future events that will affect many people. There are documented accounts of people dreaming about disasters, elections, historical events involving public figures days or months before they happen. This is not superstition. It's spiritual quantum mechanics. On the quantum level, particles exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. On the level of consciousness, future events exist as potentialities until they solidify in the present. And sensitive minds can access these potentialities during sleep. But here's the question everyone asks. If you dream about something bad happening to someone, does that mean it will inevitably happen? No. And this is the most important part to understand about premonitory dreams. The future is not fixed. It's probabilistic. There are multiple possible timelines unfolding simultaneously. When you have a premonitory dream, you're seeing the most likely timeline based on current energies and choices, but you have the power to alter that. A premonitory warning exists precisely to give you the opportunity to change the course of events. If you dream of an accident involving a loved one, you can warn them. Ask them to be extra careful that day. Send protective energy. Often the simple act of acknowledging the warning already shifts the energy enough to divert the event. You woke up. The dream is still pulsing in your mind. The person was there too real to ignore. The message was clear. Now, what do you get up, have coffee, forget everything in 2 hours, and go on with your day as if nothing happened? No, not anymore. Because now you know that dream wasn't nighttime entertainment. It was sacred communication. And sacred communication requires response. It requires honor. It requires action. The first ritual is the simplest but the most powerful. Capture the dream before it evaporates. Dreams are made of an ethereal substance that begins to dissolve the second you open your eyes. You have a window of about 5 minutes before the details are lost forever. So before doing anything else, before grabbing your phone, before going to the bathroom, before talking to anyone, grab a notebook and write. It doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't need to make complete sense. Just pour onto the page everything you remember, the person, the place, the colors, the emotions, the words, the symbols. Write fast. Capture it all, because your rational brain is waking up and will start editing, rationalizing, discarding what seems nonsensical. Don't let it capture the chaos. Clarity comes later. I've kept a specific notebook on my bedside table for years. Some mornings I wake and write 3-page, others just a few sentences. But this sacred ritual of capturing the dream has become non-negotiable, because I've learned that the dreams I don't write down are the ones that carry the most important messages. And I've lost too many valuable messages to laziness. After writing comes the second ritual, feeling. Close your eyes again, take a deep breath, and dive back into the emotion of the dream. Not the plot, but the feeling. How does your body feel now? Light, heavy, agitated, at peace? Is there a specific area of the body that's reacting? Tight chest, twisted stomach, closed throat? Your body holds the truth your mind tries to disguise. If you woke from a dream of someone forgiving you, but your body is tense and defensive, something remains unresolved. If you dreamed of something seemingly disturbing, but your body is relaxed, the message was likely one of release, not threat. Sit with that feeling for a few minutes. Breathe into it. Let your body tell you what the dream really meant. This is somatic wisdom, and it never fails. The third ritual is questioning. Take what you wrote and start asking yourself specific questions. Why did this person appear now? What's happening in my life that made my soul summon this specific presence? What part of me does this person represent? What quality, wound, or gift is she mirroring? What was the dominant emotion of the dream? What is this emotion trying to tell me about my current reality? Is there any concrete action I need to take based on this dream? Don't force answers. Let the questions float in your awareness as you go about your day. The answers will come in the shower, in traffic, in a random conversation. Your soul will keep speaking through synchronicities. Your dreams are as powerful as you allow them to be. If you wake up, forget, and go on autopilot, they'll keep coming, growing more intense until you pay attention. But if you create a sacred practice of honoring each message, of questioning, feeling, integrating, and acting, you'll discover that you have a personal oracle working for you every night. And when you live at this level of attention, this level of conscious partnership with your soul, your life changes. You stop feeling lost. You stop seeking answers outside, because you have a direct channel to the deepest wisdom there is, your own. So tonight, when you go to sleep, do it differently. Before you close your eyes, set the intention. I am open to receiving messages from my soul. I will remember my dreams, and I will honor what is revealed. Place your notebook and pen beside your bed and trust, because you're not alone on this journey. Your soul is with you, guiding, warning, healing, revealing. And every person who appears in your dreams is a messenger bringing exactly what you need to know at the exact moment you need to know it. Wake, write, feel, question, integrate, act. Your dreams are waiting for you to respond. Your soul is waiting for you to listen. And on the other side of that invisible veil, every person who has ever touched your life, living or not, continues walking with you, meeting you every night in that sacred space where time and space do not exist, where only connection, healing, and eternal love remain. Honor that. Honor your dreams. And watch your life transform in ways you never imagined possible.